we are before the fight. My co-host, Shotgun Shannon O'Connell. We are going to break down the fights from Newcastle last night. Zewcastle, we should say. Oh my God, what a performance. But let's start off with the Lynn Sandstrom and Lloyderton fight. What did you think?
It was a little bit of a sort of scrappy, messy fight, but I mean, she got the win, so that's all that matters. And to come back from her first loss, she was really gutted from that fight. So I think it's good that she got in there and good fight, easy, like scrappy fight or not, she got the win. That's all that matters, really.
Yeah, she's going to learn a lot from the experience, I believe. And I've been messaging her this morning. She's feeling pretty good about it. Very excited with the way she signed off to main event last night. After her win, so it was good for her. But yeah, she's only going to get better, you'd think.
Yeah, I would think that Tony's happier with her at this time as well. I didn't actually see her fight in Townsville because I was just not long after them, but I'm told that she just didn't throw enough punches, and you know, she definitely upped her work rate last night. So that's I mean, she's improving, and that's all that matters.
We're absolutely seeing one of those cases where she trains the house down, but when she gets under the lights, I think the nerves are still affecting her to the point where it's impacting on her performance. But I'm sure with more experience, she's only going to get better. From there, we break down the top 5 main event fights of the night, the fight card. And we start with Matteo Tapia and Rennie Quinlan. What an absolute performance from Matteo Tapia. He just hunted him the whole time and then took him out in the 4th round. It was calculated. It was very impressive.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. I love watching Matteo Tapia.
He was very impressive. And look, he took his time, picked his shots, and just ended the fight in devastating form in the 4th round. He outboxed him. He put on an absolute clinic. It was a very, very impressive start to the main cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
So after such an impressive start to the main card, we kind of backtracked a little bit, and we got to see the legends go to work, Sakio Bika and Sam Solomon. Started out a little bit slow. It was kind of the fight we kind of all expected, but through a few big shots thrown in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, started out, I was thinking, like, you know, Sam did his thing. It was almost like they both did their thing just a little bit slower. And you know, they both got in with upside down belts and bandages on their knees. So I feel like it could have been practiced a little bit better.
It was, look, for all accounts, it was an entertaining fight, but I think it definitely measured, you know, that there is a gap between the younger generation and the older generation. Sakio thinking about possibly having a comeback. There's not going to be any easy fights for him, but great to see the legends go at it and go toe to toe, and Sakio coming away with the win.
Yeah, and good to see that they went against each other doing it. So you're not seeing, you know, someone at the age of 47 fighting a 30-year-old or 20-year-old. So, you know, at the end of the day, they were 2 legends fighting each other. Both should be retired, you would think, and having a crack together. So I guess it's a little bit easier to watch.
The shotgunners nailed it. The Queen. Yeah, the energy was very different as opposed to the fight between Zarafa and Monday, and it was a much more received fight. But there we go straight into our next fight, which was Tyson Lantry and the very impressive Paul Fleming. I've been messaging him this morning. The hand is busted, but up and until that left hand got busted, what an absolute display of dominance.
Even after the left hand got busted, holy crap. Like he was, I've never seen him look that good. I've known Paul Fleming since he was a kid that came down from North Queensland, and he was incredible last night. Even one-handed, he was incredible.
He, as soon as that left hand busted, he did not let Tyson Lantry back into the fight and even stopped him. He threw so many rights. He was begging for that busted left hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And he, I mean, good call by Jamie to throw the towel in. I think it was definitely a good call.
Definitely, because it didn't look like there was maybe a chance after his hand was busted, but that fire was quickly extinguished by Paul Fleming's just absolute ring mastery. What a great performance. The walkout was well received again. When it comes to walkouts, but I much preferred the first one at Sydney. But this was a great walkout as well. But look, he did the job. He looked the business, and he's feeling good for it. He's been messaging me this morning. We're planning to catch up on a Zoom interview later on.
He was incredible. That's the best I've seen him in all the years I've known him. I've known him for about 16 years, and that's definitely the best I've seen him.
So big things coming for him. He's going to have to hit the world stage. And you'd think that with his record and his following, that he needed to put on a statement like that for him to let the public know that he is ready to get back on that world stage. Cohen Mazudia, we spoke to him on fight day. He let us know what his fight day prep involves and entails. And then he went out into an absolute war with Wade Ryan. Now, there was flutters. He looked like he was in the fight at times. He'd start the rounds fast, but then walk into another monster left hand. Pretty much every round was a carbon copy of the previous round. Just experienced just too strong on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. He came out very sort of bouncy on his toes. Like when I was watching, I was like, is this guy not long out of the amateurs? Like he literally looked like he came out like an amateur boxer. By the end of the fight, he was a lot more flat-footed and was walking into those shots a bit more. Like earlier in the fight, I thought Wade Ryan was struggling to land those overhand lefts. But yeah, but as the fight went on and he got a bit more flat-footed, they were sort of, he was teeing off on him.
I've never seen someone eat that many power shots and still walk forward. The kid has definitely got a chin. Yeah. It is made of stone.
One thing I'd like to bring up as well, like those Wade Ryan getting in trouble for hitting behind the head. If you like when you're in there and someone's putting your head down like that, like, and you're throwing punches, he wasn't like I don't think any of them weren't deliberate. It was just, if you watch where Cohen sort of had his head and was leaning forward with it, like it was almost impossible to not hit him in the back of the head unless you were throwing uppercuts.
Yeah, he could have punched up a little bit more, but look, there were the odd occasion there where the punch did look like it slipped around the back. But great refereeing right throughout the entire fight card. I thought the refereeing was top notch right the way across.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, so big things happening there. Hopefully, Kalmazuti can move on, and Wade Ryan, who's going to be next for him, we'll see. But that was the co-main event, and now we get to the main event. Oh my gosh, the Apex Predator. Tszyu, Silverback Gorilla, Soul Snatcher, Body Taker. Oh my gosh, all the names are coming out. What a display. 5th round destruction of Dennis Hogan.
Well, the first thing I said, but as soon as the fight finished, was he got rid of him quicker than Charlo did. And then Tim actually said it on the interview as well. So obviously that was in their mind. That was impressive.
That he looked so strong across the board. I believe he lost the second round. I think Dennis did win the second round, and I think that's the first round.
Even the first, I thought was a bit iffy.
And that was just trying to rush it a little bit, I think. But once you could see he just stepped up another level once that eye got cut. He changed gears and decided that he was going to just dominate with superior boxing, and that was simply the case. That uppercut nearly removed Dennis's head from his body. It was.
I think there'll be a few people watching that in slow motion today.
To lift a man out of his own shoes nearly and drop him back onto his knees, it was an enormous uppercut. But look, great work from Stephen Edwards throwing the towel in there. I think that was absolutely the right call. Dennis was not in the fight. He looked like he had flashes of intent, and there was a chance it was going to be a great little boxing match in the earlier rounds. Come round 3, that was extinguished. Tim went to work and systematically took him apart.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome call by Steve Edwards to throw the towel in. I know that obviously, Dennis isn't from Stretton, but there's been that controversial where Stephen Edwards was in Jeff's corner a few times when the towel wasn't thrown in early enough. So I think that would have been a big thing for him, and good on you. It definitely needed to come.
The commentator is very quick to bring that point up in comparison with Steve Edwards and Dennis Hogan to Glenn Rushton and Jeff Horn. But that is absolutely another conversation. We'll stay on the positives. Look, what a fight. Where does he go from here? I don't think Zaraf is in the conversation at all after that performance.
No, I don't think so either, to be honest. Hopefully the border's open. Hopefully something happens with these vaccines coming out and Tim can go overseas or overseas can come to us.
That would be ideal because Zewcastle showed up. They supported Tim. What a crowd. What a night. What a great event.
It was, with everything that's happened recently with the lockdowns and like the Queenslanders not being allowed to come down. It was still such a good crowd, such a good show. It was so good.
We were receiving messages throughout the night. Where are you? When can we get an interview? Why aren't we cuddling and having photos? We had to disappoint everybody and let them know that we were in Newcastle, but had to fly back to Queensland as we were covering fights in Brisbane. So, look, love to be there, and we'll be there at the next one. But what a great night. My co-host, Shotgun, Shannon O'Connell, all hail the Queen. Thanks for breaking down the fights with me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.